Arkansas and Ole Miss, two teams that thought they could go toe-to-toe with Georgia and Alabama, respectively, last weekend, and both of them got humbled. Let's see who bounces back here between these two. Ole Miss, 6.5-point home favorite, 66 the total. A lot of money's come in on Ole Miss, and I think a lot of it, too, is, there are some injury concerns with Arkansas. Jefferson played last week. He didn't look fully healthy in my mind. Now, maybe Georgia's defense definitely had something to say about that, but
a
to
little
me,
bit of both.
Yeah, he didn't look like he had full range of, mobility compared to what he normally does, and I think there's some concern there. Ole Miss at home, I would lean to them bouncing back 6.5. It's not, again, this is not a game I've bet, but brought it up on the show because it's a big one next week in the SEC with these two. The total's pretty high, though, in this one for Arkansas. Maybe low for Mississippi, but, it's one of those games where I think if you like Ole Miss, you like the over. If you like Arkansas, you got to think it stays under the total. But, I think in this game, I'd lean a little bit to Ole Miss getting or laying the 6.5, as long as it doesn't get higher than 7. But two teams I've been looking to back here. Probably not a game I bet. I would lean, though, to Ole Miss just a little bit because they look like they're some injuries are really starting to mount on the Arkansas side of things. Connor, Mack, what do you think here? Arkansas, Ole Miss.
Yeah, Arkansas is dealing with some injuries. I think this gets to 7 and maybe over because of those injuries. We'll see, though. And the total, you're right, is high. I think if you like Ole Miss, you kind of, lean the over. If you like Arkansas, more towards the under. I still think Arkansas's defense is a little bit better than Ole Miss. So tricky one. Too many injuries, but yeah, definitely a fascinating game.
And the one thing, too, that concerns me for Arkansas is, and against Texas, they were good, but they haven't faced this kind of both ways explosiveness of offense that Ole Miss can throw at them. And for as good as their defense has been, that was Georgia lighting them up, all right? Up and down the field, Georgia, and I'm not saying Georgia's offense is bad. Georgia's got a good offense, but if they're doing that to you last week, Georgia, with Stetson Bennett, not even JT Daniels, Stetson Bennett, what are you going to do against Ole Miss defensively in this game if you're Arkansas? That worries me. I mean, that was an eye-opener that their offense went up and down the field against Arkansas, a defense that was stout going into that Georgia game, and they were anything but last week. So that's why I'm worried. That's why I lean Ole Miss, because I don't know if that bodes well for Arkansas having success defensively here against this still very explosive Ole Miss off. Don't be fooled by the Alabama game. It wouldn't surprise me if that offense gets back on track. Maybe you could look at team total over here with Ole Miss in this game because the team total's 35, right around there. It could get there.